Why architecture? Hmm. I could start off and say why not. That would be the Nigerian in me. But I honestly, it wasn't my first, second, or third choice. It wasn't even a thought to start with. I start with my name. That's how we're taught to start. My name is, so my name is Rashidat F.Raji, and in between there I'll put Dediola since Bunmi already put it out there. But yeah, I born in the U.S., grew up in Nigeria, grew up in Akure to be specific, and that's where I met Bunmi in middle and high school. And after high school, I attended about a year of uni in Nigeria. I attended FUTA for a year. Story for another day. Very interesting experience that was. But with just sort of the instability, if you will, ended up coming to the U.S. and attended Howard University, which is my parents' alma mater. So HU, you know, because I would get my card revoked if I didn't say that.
Hello, everyone. I am glad you're here again to hear what we have for you today. It's a very wonderful, beautiful, elegant, I can't find words to qualify her. Lady, we were in Akure together. Did you see Akure? You see, I bring all my Akure girls, my Fujikula girls on the show because they are awesome. They are women of substance. I can't just ignore them. They are doing fabulous things in their different areas of life. And so we need to hear from them. I mean, our topic for today is, bicultural girl in architecture. Most times we think of architecture as a gender, there's a gender barrier, if you ask me, but there is a lady who has been through or he's still in that field, and she is just a perfect match for today, being our International Girl Child Day. So we are going to call up on the screen Mrs. Rashidat F.Raji. You are welcome.
Thank you, Bunmi. I had to do a double check when you were talking about the qualities. I'm like, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Also, can you introduce yourself and your career journey so far? How come architecture? Why not cooking? Why not, the ladies' field? if you are, over to you.
So again, thank you for the warm introduction. I'm feeling quite at home now. So my name is, as you previously mentioned, Rashidat Fawehimi Raji, and in between I'm going to put Dediola Fawehimi Raji. And like you said, we were in Fejikola together. I feel like I'm about to break out in the song right now, but I'll say that I know, right? You know what? That should be a tagline. Success
I
is our
know.
aim. You know.
Yes,
Well, we
yes.
didn't. We just sang it back then. Like, can we just go now, please? But that is a really good tagline. So yeah, grew up in Akure. Partially grew up in Ondo town. For those who don't know, Akure is in Ondo State, and then Ondo town is also in Ondo State. So, was born in the U.S. and my parents moved back to Nigeria. And yeah, so grew up in Akure. Grew up in Nigeria, elementary school, which we refer to as primary school, and secondary school, which is where I met Bunmi. And after that, I think I attended FUTA, which is a university. I attended FUTA for a few months, and then moved out here to the U.S. and attended uni. Here in the U.S. I actually attended Howard University, HU, And I came here at 17. Yeah, came here at 17. Yeah, 18 me, as my mother would call it, just me, myself, and I. Um, Architecture. You said why architecture? I would go the route of my grandmother and say why not, but also that would bring out the Nigerian in me. Answer a question with a question. But why architecture? I wish I had this long story of dreaming of becoming an architect, and but that was not it at all. That wasn't how it happened. I started off in college wanting to become an international economist. Don't ask me what that is. I saw it in a newspaper and it just looked awesome. So I went into college majoring in economics. Did that for about a semester. And I quickly realized that it just wasn't for me. So at that point, started thinking about what else? What else could I do? Business was still within sort of that, within the same school. Actually, the buildings were right next to each other. Didn't quite catch my attention. Engineering for me was too precise. Medicine, everything that stays in, I wanted it to stay in. I didn't want to know what they looked like. So I didn't pursue medicine. Architecture was just, again, it wasn't even discussed. It wasn't something I thought of. So it was more out of curiosity, like, architecture, what is it about? And so my very next semester signed up, and that was how my architectural journey, or my journey in architecture, began. I think the closest that I came to architecture in high school was technical drawing. I don't know, Bunmi, if you remember TD, Mr. Akinyemi and them.
Yeah.
That was the closest, that I got to anything architectural, if you will. But then once I started, I call it a love-hate relationship, because there were times that, first of all, I had to go from the metric system of measurement. I'm coming from centimeters,
Mm.
what 10 centimeters makes one, and you're now telling me I have to measure in feet and inches. I'm like, hey, so it was a journey.
Mm.
But apparently, I think I, I got bitten by the bug, the architectural bug somehow, and it's been interesting ever
Mm.
since. Yeah,
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. If not, why not? I like that
right.
part. If not, why not? Yes. So, why is architect? How do I know that architecture is for me? Because there are people who, the girls, well, boys, not necessarily girls, but young ones out there who are thinking,
Hmm.
how do I know it's for me? I don't know what to do. I don't know what I want to do in future.
Hmm.
So it's now your time to sell architecture to them, to say, this is why I'm into architecture. Over to you.
How do I know? Like I said, for me, architecture wasn't even a part of the plan, if you will. Um, and there are a few misconceptions when it comes to architecture. Uh, it's gender. It's gender focused, is because the thought is that, well, architecture is just design and construction, and that's it.
Mm. Okay.
And that's not true.
Okay.
So I have friends who we attended School of Architecture together. I have one who's in New York. He designs shoes. He does very well.
Whoa. Whoa.
I have a friend who is a photographer, and he uses light. That's his focus with,
Mm.
and all the way 5 years of architecture. So I say all that to say, as a matter of fact, here's another bit. I found out while I was in architecture, because I said it was it still is a love hate relationship. I try to run away. Architecture was like, ma boy, you know you love me, just come here, come. So I found out actually that with a background in architecture, I could actually work in entertainment.
Mm.
So when you watch your period pieces, when you watch movies in general,
Yeah.
the whole idea is sound and visual and get into the audience's psyche, so to speak. So if you're watching a period piece and suddenly you hear the cell phone or the attire or the interior decor
Mm.
of the castle or the house is off. Let me say Bridgerton, since we're still getting off that high. The interior decor is off. That is what, someone with the background in architecture could, could contribute to. So with architecture, that's, for me, that is what has been my shtick, if you will, with architecture, is the fact that you could be, I know this is going to sound cheesy, but you could be anything, well, almost anything, with a degree in architecture. Like I said, photographer, advertising, because if there's one thing, architecture gives you that balance of creativity as
Mm.
well as being analytical.
All right.
And it wasn't until, the older I got, the more I realized that is more me. I don't want to be overly creative, nor do I want to be overly logical, if you will. And architecture gives you that balance. Now, don't get me wrong,
Oh.
there are those who follow the traditional line of getting your degree in architecture, becoming registered or licensed, and just, focusing on design. You have
Mm.
those who focus solely on construction. They become construction managers,
Yeah.
project managers specifically for construction. But for me, I just appreciate that fluidity that architecture offers you. Now, how do you know?
Very much. Now, this is a bit where we tie it into the International Girl Child Day. Happy International Girl Child Day to all girls
Yay!
out there. Yes, yeah, yes, yes. So, what is your advice for all girls? What is your advice for girls in this on this day of International Girl Child Day?
Hmm. Hmm. So, believe it or not, I used to be a girl. No, I'm just kidding. My advice. Are you laughing at me, Bumi? I'm still a girl. Don't try me. My advice would be your voice.
Hmm.
Trust it. Believe it. Always. And that voice will tell you in different ways that you are magic. It's not never the loudest voice.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. It's never the loudest voice, um, but it's the most honest. It's the most truthful voice, and honor it. Listen to it. At times, you might be the only one who understands um, that voice. You might be the only one who, yes, understands, because it's your voice. It is your voice. And listen to it,
Hmm.
because it is what brings the truest, your truest self to the forefront. And that's really, yeah, that's really all. Well, not all, but that's the most important thing um, in this life, is listening to that voice, honoring that voice.
Oh,
So
great.
that's my advice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Are there
Absolutely.
any yes, so let me call you Day Ola.
You just couldn't wait for that one. I
Yes,
told you, anything,
let us know.
anything you call
And
me, I'm cuckoo here.
so thank you very much for
My
honoring this
pleasure.
invitation.
Absolutely.
And
My pleasure.
I don't know what to say but than to say just thank you, thank you, thank you for your time. You're awesome. And finally, before we go,
Yes, ma'am.
Rashid Dondo has got this
Oh my
creative architectural um side to her that you need to, yes, that is her channel, her YouTube channel. You will laugh a lot. It says making you
God.
laugh seriously. Yes, that's all she's about. And she brings architecture into it, like she said. So
Yes, I
please
do.
visit her channel. Is there anything you want to tell us about your channel? What people can get to see the other side of you?
Why are you doing on this? Um, so yeah, I think the mantra captures it, and again, tying it back to architecture. Just I wouldn't say I'm just realizing it now, but I'm just making the connection now. Making you laugh seriously. It's not just about the creativity. It's also walking away with some nuggets of inspiration. So inspiration with a dose of humor.
So there you go. We've heard it all from the Queen of Architecture. And so please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Have you got questions for her? It's a time for you to comment down below and let her shed more light for you if you have any questions. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for always coming here. I wish you all the best and enjoy the International Girl Child Day. Bye bye.